as we dive back into chapter 6. There's so many great topics in here for me to talk to you about. And I love this chapter on practicing consistent discipline. We're going to talk right now about consistency, but I'm going to skip some sections in here. So when you get your book, you can read it about clearly defined rules. That's important for you to have some clearly defined rules. There is a big section on consequences. I know in the very first video of this chapter, I touched on consequences, but there's more on that. Character, and so the character education of your child, supervision, redirecting behaviors, accountability for your children's actions, and consistency. So I want to go into this consistency piece right now with you. So when you have certain expectations and boundaries for your children, you are sending a clear message to them. When a child breaks that boundary or expectation, you must be consistent and follow through with that consequence. This is really tough. The follow through is the most important part. If a consequence for not cleaning their room is the loss of their tablet, the consequence must take place if the expectation is not met. A tip to keep in mind when removing an electronic device is to find some type of replacement behavior. Help them think of something else they can do to fill their time, such as reading a book or coloring. Consistency can be broken if you feel a consequence becomes too severe or lengthy. And I had said this before, sometimes as parents, we dish out these consequences and we don't really think of the severity of them. We're heated, it's a time in the moment, where we're frustrated. And so, you may change that. I mean, that is your choice to do. A few times with my kiddos, I set consequences that were either too long or too harsh. After reflection, I ended up conceding an amount of time for the punishment. In one instance, I remember taking my daughter's phone away in high school for a long time, like maybe 3 months or so, which I know is a really long time. And after a period of time, my husband finally said that we needed to revisit this consequence. He was the one picking her up from school, her after school activities. And because it was a huge school, he could never find the right doors she was at since she wasn't able to text her location. I agreed that consequence was a bit long and he was the one actually sacrificing his time. So I gave her phone back, but I set a lot of parent controls on it. And there's a lot of parent controls that you can do with electronics. In my opinion, one of the hardest aspects of parenting is being consistent and holding true to your routines and expectations. Employ a united front with your co-parent to ease the burden. Kids thrive on consistent patterns. Some people may say, I'm a really strict parent and my kids still act up. That may be true because there are extreme behavioral situations with certain children, but even in those circumstances, it is still important for us to stay calm and consistent. As a parent, having expectations and being able to articulate those is critical to raising a well-adjusted child. You do not have to yell or scream at your children. Make sure that you remain calm and speak in a level, firm tone. Then ignore their whining. Do not bargain with them. This composure will take some practice. If you've been giving in as a parent, it's time to stand firm. You can do it. After a few times of sticking to your decisions, your child will learn that you will follow through with your consequences and their behavior will change. And, going through and really being consistent on that is so important. And again, back here in the back, you can there's a question back here in the back of the book. What are appropriate consequences for the rules you've listed? And how will you stay consistent with your rules and consequences? Good things for you to think about in this section. There's also one more section of the importance of discipline and then key takeaways. So you can grab my book on Amazon. You can also listen to my podcast, Parent to Parent Talks, on Spotify. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your parenting journey, and I wish you well. See you in the next video.